to the finals round of the first USA Climbing National Cup Series event of the season. We're here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, coming to you live from Ascend. I'm Sarah Albany.
And I'm Joel Brady. How you feeling tonight, Sarah? You excited?
I'm super excited. It's going to be really great to see the competition, see all these strong climbers, see what they do tonight. How about you?
I'm pretty excited, too. This is the third season of the USA National Cup Series. It's our first time back here on the East Coast since the first season. This is the first time we've had a USA National Cup Series competition here in Pittsburgh. I'm excited about it being here in Pittsburgh, being from Pittsburgh myself. It's the largest field ever for an NCS competition since it started. We've got over 100 competitors in the field, extremely strong climbers. Last night in the qualifying round, we narrowed that field of over 100 competitors down to the top 8 in each field. And those 16 top climbers are going to go at it tonight and settle things for good here.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, what we have going on screen, they just did the athlete introductions. And so right now they're doing the 2-minute previews. Joel, if you want to talk about what that is.
Yeah, so all of the competitors get to come out beforehand and spend 2 minutes with each problem, checking out the different problems. They can't get on them and climb them, but they do get to check them out, work out their strategies. You can see a lot of arms moving around, figuring out how they're going to do this. A lot of folks talking to each other. You can see the men on the left and the women's field on the right. Those are the top 8 that we were talking about in each field. You can see on that first problem, I'm kind of excited about that first problem. It's got a bunch of big volumes. I was watching them belay those volumes up earlier. It's the first time I've seen volumes belayed, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess they might be a little too heavy for just one person to hold above their head and bolt onto the wall. So, yeah, tonight's format is definitely different than qualifying format. What they had last night was a modified red point format. Men and women each had 10 climbs. That they had. How many hours was it?
I think they ran for about 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours
Yep.
to go around. And they could try each climb up to 8 times, try to get up to 25 points on each climb, and the top 8 are who we're seeing tonight. Tonight's format's a little different. I know a lot of the listeners and viewers are pretty familiar with it, but Joel, if you want to talk about.
Sure, climbers, this is our on-site finals round, so the climbers do have a chance to look at it beforehand, and then they'll come out. They'll have 5 minutes to try each one. They get as many tries as they want, but they've got to do it within 5 minutes. They'll get a 5-minute rest before moving on to the next one. Eventually, we'll have 4 climbers on the wall at the same time. All the women will be on the wall at the same time. And then as the women are taking their breaks, the men will be on the walls climbing theirs. Yeah, I think something the route setters stressed to us was that last night the point was to find out who's the best all-around rock climber. So they tried to set a good mix of good powerful problems, good small crimpy technical problems, jump problems, dyno problems, to just find the best all-arounder, and I think that's what's happened here tonight.
For sure, yeah. So the finals are going to be taking place on what we call the arch boulder here at Ascend. So it's a lovely purple shade.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a good mix of different angles, different styles.
Well, yeah, and so tonight, we have some different angles and styles on this boulder in particular, but qualifiers, they were all throughout the gym. There's a lot of wall space. We had some slabby, definitely a lot steeper, all the stuff in between, top out boulder that you can kind of see there in the background in orange. So yeah, but tonight we'll just kind of be in this one section of the gym for the finals and see what these climbs turn out like.
I do know that something that many of the climbers remarked to me, they were surprised at how roomy it is here in Ascend. That's something that we take for granted, I think, being at our home gym, but it's pretty spacious.
Yeah, it's awesome. Running from one end to the other, we have a moon board on one end, and then going all the way down to the cave at the other. You could run out of breath pretty easily. So
it looks like they're previewing the third problem. You can see the men again on the left and the women's field on the right. The yellow problem is the third, will be the third women's problem. I know I'm looking forward to seeing them hop on these and see the different kinds of sequences that they work out here.
Yeah, we also I think all of these holds, maybe except for the pink women's 4 climb, they're holds that we haven't had in the gym before. We got them in for the comp, so it's a lot of really awesome holds and volumes and features and a lot of cool movements that the setters have created with it, so it'll be really exciting to see what they do with them.
Yeah, that's certainly something, this being my home gym, I'm excited about coming in here the next several weeks and checking these out.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure they're going to be a lot harder than these competitors make them look, but I'll keep their strength in mind while failing on them.
So, Sarah, who do we have competing here tonight?
Yeah, so we have a pretty awesome field. For the females last night, Natalia Grossman topped the pack. So you'll see her coming in last with competing with the order. But yeah, so we had Natalia Grossman, Michaela Kirsch, Megan Lynch, Helen Gillette, Megan Martin, Michaela Tracy, Emily Herdick, and Zoe Steinberg. And then for the guys, we have Matt Foltz, Solomon Barth, Anthony Lessick, Kai Leitner, Kevin Salami. I verified Salami.
That's what his Instagram account says, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Ross,
we're going with Salami.
Yeah,
Sure.
Ross Fulkerson, Alex Fritz, and Carrick Stinson, who is from Pittsburgh, so we're pretty excited to see him.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see Carrick.
Yeah.
So we've got I think we're on the fourth problem now. It looks like the men are checking out the start here. The start I was looking at this one a little bit earlier. The start looks a little vexing. You can see that they're all hanging out there for a little while, spending a little bit more time than usual on that start, because it does look like that could be a fall spot for several folks.
Right, yeah, and whereas they do have as many tries as they want, every fall is a fraction of a point of a deduction. It's an attempt if you try to get on the wall and don't progress past there and fall off. So they want to try to figure it out if they can.
So just to give you a little bit of information about the format here for the season, this is the kickoff of the adult bouldering series. It's the first of 4 in the National Cup series, and that'll be followed by the National Championships. And those 5 competitions together make up the adult bouldering series. And I know that the climbers are excited to kick this one off.
Yeah. And this is only the 3rd season of doing the National Cup series. So I think it's the first time we're back on the East Coast since the first season of it. So it's pretty exciting to be back in this realm. Joel, I think did you compete in this last night?
I did compete in this.
How'd that go?
Well, it's been about 15 years since my last national competition, so I was pretty excited for my comeback. And on the first warm-up, I fell and sprained my ankle. So it was like the shortest comeback in the history of climbing comebacks. So
short and sweet, as they say.
Yeah, not well. But, I had to commentate tonight anyway, so
yeah,
it's no big deal.
It kind of worked out for the better.
Yeah. So I know we've got a pretty wide-open field tonight. One thing that's interesting about this competition, there's a lot of global competition going on right now. We had last week the IFSC, the competition in Innsbruck, the big Adidas competition, which just wrapped up. And so what that means is the field is a little bit more wide open than you would normally see. We've got some familiar faces. Matt Foltz is here, Kai Leitner, we've got Megan Martin, Michaela Kirsch. So we've got some familiar faces, but there's also a lot of new faces because they had the opportunity. And the other part of that is that we've got a lot of up-and-comers here. Some folks who are competing for the first time because they had been in juniors, maybe in the junior division, so they're just competing in the adult division for the first time.
Yeah, I think for the males, the only 2 that have been in a National Cup Series final before are Matt Foltz and Kai Leitner. Kai Leitner is the only one who has won a National Cup Series before. So there's a lot of opportunity here for people that haven't been in this situation before. It'll be really exciting to see how everything plays out. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a guarantee that we will have someone who's never won a National Cup Series win for the first time tonight. That will happen.
Yeah. So that's exciting to have that going on in our hometown for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they've finished up their preview rounds, and they'll head back into isolation now. So the climbers will be hanging out in isolation. Because this is an on-site round, they're not going to get to watch other climbers on the wall. Even after they come out, they'll go and sit down and take their break, and they've got to face away from the wall, so they try to preserve that on-site format.
Yeah, and once they start climbing, it'll be that 5-minute time format. It's a hard 5-minute time limit, so they get to where they get by the end of 5 minutes, and that'll be it. So. And they'll come out
in reverse order, of course. So we'll start our first male competitor will be Carrick Stenson. Our first female competitor will be Zoe Steinberg, And you can see that the scoring system, which is probably familiar now at this point, it's been in effect for a couple seasons now. There's several zones, and you can see those marked by the 5, 10, 15, 25. Climbers will score points by gaining control of the holds in those zones, and tries count against them up to that point. They won't count against them afterwards. So essentially, they'll keep trying without penalizing themselves. So that's good. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and before we start focusing more on these finals climbs, just a last little note about last night's performances. The top 4 females topped all of the qualifiers, and then 2 of the top males did all 10 climbs. So,
and it looks like we got our first climber here. Zoe Steinberg's up. Zoe's from Philadelphia, PA. She climbs at the Philly Rock Gym. She's been climbing for 13 years. Let's see how she figures out this start.
Yeah, so this is one of the more vertical walls that we have on the arch here. So they usually like to mix it up with some features.
You can see how they've set this up so that there's this press to begin with. Very delicate balancing move there. I know looking at these problems before the competition started, it was, almost missed it there. I was very impressed with how diverse the setting was. I think we've got a good broad range of skill sets that are going to be tested here tonight.
Yeah, it's really going to test the climber's ability to climb all styles. And also, part of it's the strength, but then also being able to read all of the different techniques that are going on. So
I'll be interested to see how long Zoe takes in between this attempt and her next. I imagine that first attempt didn't tax her too much.
Yeah, it was pretty heavily on her feet, it looked like, and didn't go too far into it. So, always that balance of resting enough, but giving yourself enough time if you need it.
Looks like she took a little bit different approach to the start there, ignoring the hold out left. Almost.
Close on that one. A little bit longer she had that hold for, so definitely starting out with some shouldery moves. I don't know exactly which of the route setters set this one, but I know some of the route setters that normally are setting for us here in Pittsburgh, they're very shouldery type of people, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of this shoulder action going on with these climbs.
A lot of shoulder action in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and really, who doesn't like showing off a good shoulder from time to time?
So, as a reminder, Zoe will need to control that hold to get the points. So that's what she's going for here, starting there.
A little bit closer, got that second hand up there.
So she's about halfway through her time here, a little bit over halfway. She's still got some time to figure this out. It might be a matter of adjusting her body position just a little bit.
Yeah,
looks like a very subtle move to me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely want to get that first hold, though. Get those 5 points on the score.
So Zoe's been competing for 10 years, but she also works in immunology and neuroscience research.
Yeah, that's what's really cool with a lot of the climbing community. You just meet so many people that have a pretty diverse background in terms of their interests, their career, their hobbies. There we go. Just had to get familiar with that move a little bit. That was some solid work for
now
sure.
She looks like she's moving through this next part. Maybe reconsider her sequence a little bit here.
Got a lot of features here to work with for your feet. So yeah, we'll see what she does with all that. Good effort, and she still has, I think, enough time for at least one more solid try on this. So that's good. Hopefully that first throw move is one of those moves that once you kind of have it, once you lock it in, and it's pretty easy to repeat.
Zoe says their favorite thing about climbing is great people and beautiful places, and she says she has a reputation for eating basically everything.
Ah.
Her words, not mine.
Hey, that sounds like a woman after my own heart right there.
And she started climbing at a birthday party at a local gym when she was 8. Do you think she ate everything there?
Oh, probably. I hope so.
She's
Pizza pie,
that's
actual
what
pie.
she's known for. So I would assume that she did.
Well, that and also climbing really well, crushing it. So.
All right, looks like she's got a hang of that big jump move there.
Yeah, so she's still got about 30 seconds on the clock.
All right.
We'll see where she makes it.
Yes.
Working her feet up.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Trying to get control of that 15 zone now.
Man, my heart's racing for her with the time cooking down. That was a great effort, though.
Great effort.
And it's great getting kind of see how they figure things out in real time. Starting out from scratch, kind of just filling it out blindly, and then making progress on it. So we'll see how these other competitors approach that too.
Yeah, so Zoe will take a rest. We'll see more from her later on the second problem, but for now we've got our first male competitor. Who's that, Sarah?
Oh,
Do we know this guy?
Is this Carrick coming up, I think?
I think it is Carrick.
All right, Carrick. So he's from out west, but he comes to Pittsburgh to go to CMU, working on his PhD, I believe, in some nerdy things. Math?
It's mathy. Yep.
Yeah, I think math.
He's a mathy dude.
Yeah, so those glasses aren't just a look he's going for.
No, he's a legit nerd. That
legit,
is for sure.
So he, a little bit earlier this year, I think he was dealing with some injuries, like a bicep and stuff like that. But knock on wood, feeling good. Been training pretty hard, and he was crushing last night. So it's exciting to see him here representing Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it looks like he's moving pretty deliberately through these first moves. That's certainly something I'm pretty impressed with when I see Carrick climb, and he's pretty intentional about the way he moves through his problems.
Must be his math.
Must be.
Math approach to
He's
things.
so cerebral.
So cerebral. Sometimes it's a disadvantage. It can weigh you down, but just build up your muscles to counteract that.
Carrick is sponsored. His sponsors, he says, are his mom and dad forever. Maybe you better check with his mom and dad on that one.
Sounds about right. Where do his parents live? I said he was from out west. Where out west is he coming from? I forget.
I don't know. He said out west, and I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, that's kind of happened.
I was pretty annoyed when he moved here. I mean, I've gotten to know him a little bit, and he's all right, I guess.
Like, please stop talking about integrals and derivatives. So
Yeah.
here he is. He's giving it a second shot. So already got the 5. Moving through these big features. I know, for me personally, these guys are always a little intimidating when you have these big features to kind of figure out. But he looks like he's kind of catching on, working through it.
Carrick says that his favorite thing about climbing is communal chalk bags. Not
yes.
weird at all, Carrick.
No.
Totally normal.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people like about climbing.
Right.
Communal
It's usually
chalk
in their
bags.
top 5, communal chalk bags.
Yeah.
Not creepy.
I think number 2 is like the smell of shoes.
Yep.
Yeah. Number 3, shoulders.
Which we've got.
Shoulder action.
We've gotten buckets here in Pittsburgh.
We'll come up with 4 and 5 here as the broadcast goes on. This is a really advanced brushing technique we have going on there, the jump and brush. If only we had sticks with brushes on the end.
You know, I didn't
that.
get the briefing on the stick brushing rules.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure there are some.
Yeah, usually you see them. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that down there.
I saw someone land on a stick brush last night and crack it right in half.
Ooh. Yeah.
It was pretty dramatic.
Yeah, I was getting kind of nervous about that. People are just sort of leaving them nearby.
Yeah, but then we all agreed better than his leg.
That's true. Unless you're the stick, then you feel differently.
Yeah.
So here we go, Carrick. Still got about a minute on the clock. Maybe he figured some stuff out while he was resting.
Yeah, he may take a little different approach here.
Just going through and kind of looking at these climbs. Those volumes, I think, are all pretty textured, the ones on this climb anyway. So it's sort of, I mean, you see a lot of chalk on there.
I don't remember if he tried that toe hook before. That might be a new approach there. Looks
like he's a little bit more stable going into
Maybe.
this reaching
Looks like
out
he's
to
being
the
able
next
to peel out
feature.
there. Yes.
Nice
All right. Making a little progress there. Yes. All right. He's into the next zone. Still a bit of time on the clock here for Carrick. Oh.
Close.
Those first several efforts might have taken it out of him a little bit.
Yeah. And they're still, they just climbed a full night of climbing last night, so skin's always a consideration, fatigue.
Yeah, I think, one of the things in the qualifying round is you don't know how many problems it's going to take for you to get in, So I know that there were a lot of rumors going around that, there were 10 problems and that you were going to have to have 10 tops to get in. It didn't quite work out that way. We only had, in the women's field, we had 4 tops, and in the men's field, we had 2. Two
that did all 10.
That's right.
That topped all 10, yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of finding that balance between how many you need to do without having to do more than you need to. All right, so we have our next female. We got Emily Herdick here climbing.
Emily's just 15. This is her first year competing in the National Cup Series, first year of eligibility.
She's coming to us from Boulder, Colorado. Welcome to the East. We'll see how she reads this problem. She takes kind of a dynamic approach.
Looks like she's having some of the same difficulties that Zoe did at first, but Zoe figured it out. Let's see if Emily can do the same thing. If you remember, Zoe modified her beta here at the beginning a little bit. She changed from having both holds to just one. Appears to be the beta that Emily's going with too. Let's see how it works for her.
All right, moving there a little bit closer. See if she kind of keeps progressing toward that move like Zoe did.
There's so much that goes into a move like this. Where your body position is when you start, where it is in the air,
right?
Where you want your legs to be with the moment you hit the hold.
How hard you want to jump toward that hold. Do you want to be more sideways toward it when you start to jump with your back a little more toward it? Seems like she figured it out pretty well there, though.
Most importantly, though, I think you're thinking, how do my shoulders look when I do this move?
When I catch it, when I start going to it, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So, and hers, they looked great, as did Zoe. So the roots.
Oh, slightly different beta there, just mantling the hold before going.
Maybe she was going for a sit rest.
Oh, this is a figure 4. Man, I would love to see a figure 4 in this competition.
That would be pretty cool. Little ice climbing technique coming into play. Looks like she's working her feet over.
There we go. All right, that looks like control. Yeah, pretty strategic there. Trying to get the control. Hopefully, get the points for the next zone.
Sometimes those mantles, it's kind of an action potential situation. If you get your weight up and over, you're locked in and it's easy. But until you do, it can be a little bit of a struggle. So she still has plenty of time though to rest and try that again. Now that she kind of has felt some of those moves out. So as you could kind of see in the background, we also have Zoe climbing on women's 2. While we're focusing here on Emily, she's probably just kind of resting a little bit. Maybe she sort of has a good idea of what she wants to be doing next. So just sort of really rest up so she can give it her a full effort. All right, so yeah, you can see here, or that was just Zoe trying women's 2. Back to Emily, see what she does on this. Looked a little powered down that time. She's still got time though, so we'll see what she does.
All right. See if she can pull this off in her last 45 seconds here.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Over on the right-hand side of your screen here, you can see Zoe. Oh, a lot of action going on here. Emily on the left, Zoe on the right.
Yeah, both making moves. Got some really cool features to work with there for Zoe. All right, looks like
All right, so
women
we'll
are
get a new
done
round
for
of
their
men.
5 minutes. Yeah. Got some powerful climbs, it looks like.
All right, so we'll see Carrick again.
On men's 2,
And
kind of
the
more in
back-
the middle of the arch.
And in the background, we've got Alex Fritz. Alex Fritz out of Redmond, Washington. He coaches on the team there at Vertical World.
That's always cool, and I guess you see that a lot with a lot of these climbers. You know, they're out competing, but also giving back, coaching, giving advice and insight to the up-and-coming climbers. So that's always really cool to see.
All right, looks like he made short work of that sequence there. See if we get a new high point on this problem. Oh, I figured out a tricky little knee bar there.
Good thing he's wearing pants.
Yep.
When we were here last night in qualifiers, there were it was warm in here. There were a lot of people. Some people climbing in shorts doing knee bars, and the texture's not always very forgiving to the skin.
Oh, this is
Getting
interesting.
close,
I thought
yeah.
maybe once he got up there, he'd be in range, but this
Guess-
might be dynamic.
Yeah, your feet are
You might
not
have to toss for this.
not in an ideal spot for that.
Oh, so close.
It's almost like a hand-foot match without exactly doing a hand-foot match. We got Carrick over there on men's 2.
I wonder if Carrick's problem in the first one was he wasn't wearing pants.
Oh,
He was
could
afraid
be.
to throw that knee in there.
Yeah,
He's very particular about his knees.
yeah, delicate.
All right, we got a new high
Delicate.
point. And the second men's problem.
Ah, close. Definitely seemed to read this one a little bit easier than the first one. So, and he still has plenty of time to try again. Just got to rest up. That arch, though, it can zap you. Pretty steep and hanging on for a while.
Yeah, I know we haven't had this gym here for long in Pittsburgh, but whenever they put this in, I suddenly realized how not good I am at climbing on steep things.
Yeah.
Because I don't do it ever.
Yeah, it definitely helped to make sense when you take some trips climbing outside and you're climbing on roofs and you're like, why am I not good at this? Well, because everything you've climbed on inside is 10 to 20 degrees.
Right.
So yeah, this is this gym opened March 2017, I think.
I think that's right.
It's been pretty awesome, and every month goes by, more and more people are getting into climbing, so it's pretty great to see. And with awesome events like this, I'm just expecting it to happen more and more. So, all right, we got Alex.
Taking his second go here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, probably just rested up really well. He knows what he's got to do, just has to have the oomph to do it.
Looking smooth through this first section again. We'll see how he approaches that last move. He was inches away last time.
Yeah, when you have those moves, it looked like at the end where you're half, do I go statically or do I just try to go dynamically, and you're kind of caught in between. So we'll see what he decides this time, what his approach is going to be.
I think he may go a little bit dynamically to begin with, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, just kind of falling out a little bit before he's actually at the hold.
You know, I was working on one of the problems with Alex last night, and he got to the last hold, and then he went to match the hold, and there was kind of a borderline case about whether he stuck it or not, and probably he didn't have control, but the judge gave him credit, and he came down and he said, no, don't give me credit for that. I thought, that is a man of integrity right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Well done. Well done, Alex Fritz.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people in that situation be like, yeah, I got that, right? That's all.
Yeah,
good.
because that happened to me in the next turn, and then I just took the credit.
Yeah, and it's you know, without going into the nitty gritty, you have to have control, and it comes down to what the judges decide. So, the judges said he had it, but you got to feel good about it too.
Yeah, absolutely. So you saw Alex make a quick false step there. It kind of blew off those starting holds. Those won't count against him for his current high point.
Right, yeah.
They would count against him if he gets that finish hold, but there's no reason not to keep trying until the bitter end. Let's see how he approaches it. Yes! No!
Oh, he was on it.
Man.
Hey, that's a strong way to finish that out.
Outstanding
though.
Performance.
Definitely great work.
Very
from
close.
him.
All right, we're going to get our next round of women.
Yeah, so now we're going to have 3 of the female climbers on the wall. So the new face we're going to see here is Michaela Tracy. So she'll be over on women's 1, and then we still have Emily and Zoe moving forward too. So Zoe will be starting the new climb that we haven't seen anyone on yet.
So dynamic shouldering move to kick off this women's problem number 3. Oh, very close. So Michaela joins us from the UK. She recently moved here last year from the UK and now lives in Portland, Maine. Strong World Cup competitor. Had a chance to chat with her a little bit last night.
Definitely a powerful climber. In qualifier, she was definitely making a strong performance of the climbs. There were some that were a little bit, some females were taking sort of a scrunchy technique approach, and she was able to just kind of mantle and power through things.
I think this problem suits her very well.
Yeah.
She's powering right through it. Didn't have any trouble in those first sections.
Right.
We got a new high point on women's number 1. Let's see if she can finish this off. One last shouldering move.
Just gotta trust the feet and go for it. So
And we got Zoe making a new high point as well, and Michaela's finished off, or almost finished off, the women's final problem. Just got to match that hold to get the.
Just gotta find that stable position. Yeah. Looks like they didn't make it too easy with the way they positioned that feature.
Yes, that'll do it. Thumbs up.
All right, so we have our first top of women's 1 from Michaela. So she'll get to rest now.
She's pretty excited.
Yeah, and she should be. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. That was great.
First try, she gets to save energy for later problems. You know, that's always the balance that the climbers have to find here as well. You know, do I give it another go, or does it feel like I'm not going to make progress and I should save it for the next one? So that's great for her. She doesn't have to make that decision. So we got Emily resting a little, and now Zoe.
On women's number 3.
Yeah, some cool holds on this climb. They had this, I think, on one of the men's qualifying climbs yesterday. So it's cool that everyone gets to enjoy them a little bit.
I do recognize some of those holds from that problem. I don't know if it's the same one or not. I have to talk to the route setters afterward and find out.
From the horse's mouth or whatever the saying is. So we have Emily here, trying women's 2, giving it another shot.
Emily comes to us from Boulder, Colorado.
Does she like to eat a lot? Is that everything?
I feel like you're setting me up for a trap with that question, so I'm not going to answer it. She did take first place in youth divisionals in 2017 and 2018, so she's got a good track record at the junior level. Let's see how she does here in her first season in the adult series.
Yeah.
She's been competing for 6 years.
Got Zoe going again.
See if Zoe can get a new high point. Yes!
Yeah.
That's control!
That was really awesome how she hung in there. That was a lot of body tension.
She's
might
going
just
straight
be,
for it.
So she will get.
She'll get the 10.
The 10.
That's right.
15. Looked like she didn't have control, and that's kind of the chance you take. You know, you say, okay, I'm just going to go go big, go for the 25. But if you didn't get control on that 15, then
yeah, I'm always amazed at how much calculation actually goes into what strategy you're going to take.
Definitely.
So many options in climbing.
Definitely. Yeah, strategy is definitely important. All right, so that'll be Zoe's last go on that. She definitely had an awesome run on that climb. Strong performance. So we'll be switching over to the men again.
That's right. Our next male competitor will be Ross Fulkerson. So he'll be joining Alex Fritz and Carrick Stenson on the mat. That's Ross down there, all the way down there at the end, a little bit closer to us. You can see Alex scoping out men's number 2. And Carrick will give us our first look at the men's number 3 problem. Oh.
Looking pretty light on that little hop there.
Yeah.
It's almost
dainty
like
even, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's
nimble. He's nimble.
Nimble.
If Carrick is anything, he's nimble.
Nimble. That's a lot of good words you got there, Joel. Like a wordsmith.
I'm a man of letters. And here goes Ross on problem number 1. Remember, Alex came agonizingly close to giving us our first top on that one.
So we'll see.
Here we go. It's looking good.
Looking pretty.
Oh, no. Little slip of the foot there.
And you got to wonder, it's hard to know from this far away, the angle of that foot, how good it is. A lot of times these guys make holds and the feet they're standing on look way better than they are. So sometimes it's hard to appreciate.
Nice move by Carrick there.
Carrick making a quick
double pop move.
Yeah.
Left hand out to the press to hold that Gaston.
Not sure if that was planned or just kind of spur of the moment thought, but it seemed to work out pretty well for him. So we'll see what he's got for the rest of this.
All right, Carrick's going all the way. Oh.
Kind of trying to do the same sort of double clutch situation there. Looks like that might work out if he goes into it again, knowing that's what he wants to do. So we'll see how that turns out.
You know, I'd call that move a double dyno.
A double dyno.
That's right.
That reminds, like, I've heard that somewhere before.
You know, many years ago when climbing was in the X Games, I'm dating myself here. But I remember watching Lynn Hill commentating on the X Games. Inspiration for me, really, because now here I am. I'm commentating, and I...
Life goals.
But one thing I remember in the speed climbing competition is that she was pretty enthused about the double dynos.
The double dyno.
A lot of double dynos. I had a chance to speak with her once about it and let her know how much I loved the way she called double dynos, and she had no idea what I was talking about. She had no memory.
But I'm sure she was glad she made that impact in your life.
Yes. Probably her biggest achievement is inspiring me by saying double dyno.
Top 2 or 3, I'm sure.
All right, we got Ross here. He had a strong first go on this. Looked like he might have made it if his foot hadn't slipped. And we got Carrick on men's number 3.
Looks like he's dialed in that move
this is
to the
previous
10
high
hold.
point. Came very close last time.
Yeah.
There we go. Double dyno.
Double dyno.
Double dyno,
That
indeed.
next hold looks pretty good, so
And it looks like he's going to give us our first top. Our first top in the men's final round.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Well done.
You can see
Well done, young man.
You can hear the at the gym crowd's really behind their hometown guy.
Yep.
So it's pretty exciting, and we have Alex over there still scoping out men's too. So we'll see. Still has a minute, so we'll see what he does on it. Got some brushing going on in the background, so.
All right, come on, Alex. Alex says that his outside interests, outside of climbing, and that is, are watching Netflix and not socializing. So.
That's fair, you know. I mean, not that I'm always being, not that I have that many friends that I have to be like, no, guys, stop asking me to hang out. But some days you just want to watch Netflix and not do anything. It's true.
He also says that something interesting about him is that he watches a lot of movies. So
we should have him up here commentating. He probably has a lot of fun quotes and things that
references
he could contribute.
to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how this probably last attempt goes. He's got plenty of time to finish it up.
Let's see if he can get that foot to stick this time.
Any technique to sort of...
Oh, he's going to pause there for a moment on that. Yes.
There we go.
Now can he get established on it? That's the question. No!
Oh, boy. You could see him grabbing, going like hands up in the air as he fell.
Down
yeah.
there. So close.
Really great effort. All right, so the men have switched out, and now we got the females back on the mats.
You know, that problem is going a little bit like the route setters like to see, you know, just gradual progression of, you know, a little bit. It doesn't always go like that perfectly, where each climber gets a little bit further, but when you see that, it's exciting.
Right. And, you know, they always talk about in these kinds of competitions with the setting, the goal is that every move matters, you know. There's not just any kind of throwaway. You're at the finish, go to a jug and call it a day. They want it to be at any moment. You could be falling. So it seems like they're accomplishing that. So who do we have going on the walls now?
Well, now we've got, for the first time, we've got 4 competitors on the wall. We've got Zoe, Emily, and Michaela, who we've already seen on previous problems. And our next competitor up is Megan Martin.
Megan Martin.
Who stuck the dyno on her first go, as did Michaela before her. I know Megan and Michaela are good friends. They've competed together in a lot of the international competitions together, World Cups.
Yeah, last night they were definitely working a lot of climbs together. Just a lot of awesome camaraderie between everybody. You're a little bit familiar with Megan, right?
I am, yeah. Back when I used to compete, I mean, it's been 15, 20 years since I competed, but yeah, I've known Megan since she was maybe 11 years old. She was competing when I was maybe 18 or so, and yeah, we've competed together a lot. Looks like she's making quick work. She's
still in the competing circuit.
She is, yeah.
Unlike some
me.
of them.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, she definitely making quick work of this.
I'm glad
too.
She's still representing.
From your era?
Yeah. Well, she's after my era a little bit, but all right. Nice. She's excited.
Looks pretty happy about that. She can go rest now and save up her energy for the next climbs, that's for sure. That first climb the first women's climb seemed to suit some power pretty well, so not a surprise that she did well there. Got a lot of resting and thinking going on right now.
Resting and thinking.
Those two go together.
Yeah.
Like peas and carrots.
What's interesting to you about resting and thinking, Sarah? She says nothing. She's just looking at me.
I just gave him a look of I don't know what to say to that.
Yep,
so.
as well she should have.
What's interesting to me about resting and thinking is that the brain uses energy to think, so can you ever really be resting and thinking? Think about that.
Pretty metaphysical there.
So back to the climbing action.
Right.
If you can see coming out of the arch there, we have Michaela. Just kind of fell, but it looked like she was making some progress. We see Emily giving women's three a go. Be interesting to see how she approaches this, if she's going to try for the 15 hold, if she makes it up there, or if she'll try to skip through it.
Almost.
Yeah. This looks like another shouldery move. This time kind of, left shouldery as opposed to women's one that was more going right shouldery. So keeping it all symmetrical here. It's important.
Well, speaking of resting and thinking, one of Michaela's favorite activities is cryptic crosswords.
Cryptic crosswords?
Cryptic crosswords.
Is that like an elite level of crossword?
I think it's a specific kind of crossword that they do in the UK.
I see.
Yep.
I like to do the University of Pittsburgh Pitt News crosswords. They're a little more doable than the New York Times ones. Yeah. Are
you saying something about people at the University of Pittsburgh?
They don't make as hard a crossword puzzles as New York Times.
Both Sarah and I are graduates of the University of Pittsburgh.
It's true.
Yeah.
And we are currently affiliated with it.
Indeed we are.
Yes.
We're never leaving.
Pittsburgh's awesome. All right, so We have Michaela getting back to it.
On women's number 2.
Just saw Emily had tried women's 3 again. Kind of got to the same place, resting. Still has 30 seconds.
All right. Looks like she's moving through this.
Impressive span there.
That's tricky. I don't know how I would read that sequence.
Yeah, that holds, aside from keeping it with tension from underneath, once your feet and weight start coming out, there's not really anything on that one to hold on to. So.
And we'll see Emily on her last attempt. And Zoe on women's number 4.
Oh, she's got it.
Yes.
Hang in there.
Yes. Oh, that is inspiring. Get
Boy.
it up there.
Phew.
That was a great final effort, I gotta say. All right, and here comes the hometown boy.
And if she's given
Eric's back at it.
if she was given credit for control on that number 10 by the judges, that was pretty clutch for her. All right, we got lots of brushing going on right now. Everything's going to be nice and frictiony. That's always a good start.
So now on the mat we got Kevin Salami. And a little bit closer we got Ross, and then you just saw Alex take a shot there at the first move on men's number 3, and here goes Carrick for our first look at men's number 4.
That was a nice fall he just did. Very textbook.
Yep.
Those holds that he's working with, there's a lot of dual texture holds going on men's 4.
Nice little, almost a rose move. Not quite, but he definitely went out facing the crowd there for Alex. All right.
Just wanted to make sure people were paying attention.
If you remember, we've seen a double dyno to solve this particular move. We'll see what Alex does. Looks like he's trying the same thing. Made that look pretty easy.
And in the background,
we got a new high point on men's number 2. And a top.
so
Excellent.
Ross just got
Top
a
for Ross.
That was strong work, too. I think that was his first try on that. So.
Yep. So we've seen 2 tops for the men's now on problems number 2 and 3. Looks like Kevin's having a little bit of difficulty on that first part of that opening sequence on men's number 1.
Carrick looks like he's trying to figure out this this first move.
He's calculating,
pull out the TI-84 or something.
Yep.
But yeah, if you guys remember, we were talking about their preview, and it seemed like this men's 4, the preview, there weren't as many arms moving around in the air. I don't know if the people have it figured out quite yet, so we'll see what the sequence is, who cracks it.
All right, let's see if Kevin can move through this opening sequence. He's been having a little bit of difficulty here. Kevin, just 18 years old. Comes to us from East Fallowfield, PA, which I take is near Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Likes climbing out in Mount Gretna over on the eastern side of the state.
Oh, are you familiar with that climbing area?
I'm familiar with Mount Gretna. It's kind of funny. Pennsylvania is such a large state that we tend to stick to our sides of the state. So we have our own climbing over here on the southwestern PA side, but we try to make it over there to the eastern side sometimes, central PA.
I've been there once. It's pretty cool. I liked it. But also when you don't have to drive as far, that's always nice too. All right, so we're seeing what Carrick's doing here.
Kevin Salami says that one of his outside interests is, quote, stacking up the bread, which for someone named Salami doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. It's also a little cryptic.
Does it mean money? I'm thinking
could be.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
Big chunk of change for the winners in this competition. Oh, man, that looks stout.
Yeah.
That looks to me like something I will never climb.
But I'll dream about it.
Yeah.
It's good to have goals in life.
Let's see if Kevin can solve the sequence here in this first section.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Seemed like that start move, that's kind of where I think Carrick had a little trouble too. Looking at men's 4 again.
Oh, there we go. Carrick's got a new high point, and since he's our first competitor on men's number 4, that's our high point for the problem. He's got control of the 5 zone. All right. He's moving through now.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can top this. He's climbing with intention. Come on, Carrick. Oh.
It's a good go. Definitely a strong
Excellent.
effort.
I'd like to see that right at the end of the time.
So
that's exciting.
That's the end of his climbing then for finals.
And I think it looks like Kevin's done as well, so it looks like we're going to have the women moving on now. Who do we have up next for our women?
So we're going to start to see Helen Gillette. She'll be on women's 1. Zoe's done for her finals round. Emily's over here on women's 4, so it's always important to keep in mind that's the last climb of finals. It's a lot of climbing to get here.
And in the foreground, we've got Emily Herdick.
So we'll see how she does.
Seems to be moving through this pretty well.
Yeah.
Controlled that swing nicely. And in the foreground now, we've got Helen Gillette. This is also her first U.S. National Cup Series. Her first year of eligibility, just 15 years old. Oh, and we see that figure 4 technique. I want to see someone pull this method off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Close.
I think if I see someone pull off the figure 4 technique to do that move, I'll just be so happy that I'll leave and you can continue commentating. Because that'll be enough for me.
I don't think anyone wants that. I don't want to hear my voice for that long. I don't think anyone would want to. But if you'd want to go buy me a Stickers bar or something, I would be okay with that.
I'm not going to do that.
You should do that.
All right. Go at Michaela on women's number. What is that? Women's number 3.
That's women's number 3. So we'll see. This move I think she'll do well on. Pretty close there. Shaking her head. I think she knows what she has to do for that next time around.
I think control of that Gaston is our previous high point.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, we saw Zoe try to move past that just to the 25. The finish hold looks pretty good, but she didn't stick it. So I think, the 10 is the high point on that climb.
Helen comes to us from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Our own Brian Pardo here in Pittsburgh was her coach, actually. So she's got a Pittsburgh connection.
Ah, okay. From when he was up there in Boston for
That's right.
For university.
Yes. He's kind of a nerd, too.
Definite nerd.
All right. Nice work on that move. Let's see if she tries that figure 4 banner again. All right, Michaela
See in
is
the background,
moving through.
Michaela stuck that move.
All right, looks like we got a new high point on women's number 3 with Michaela. Let's see if she can finish this one off. Looking real strong. Nicely done.
Got her first top on women's 3
she's
from
excited.
Michaela. She is psyched.
She's trying to kick the holds right off the wall. That's how excited Michaela is.
I know. They're expensive. She needs to be careful with that. But good for her. That was a really strong effort. I think that was just her second go. She hit that 10 hole, knew what she needed to do, and she did it.
Let's see how Megan Martin does on this women's 2. We don't have any tops on women's number 2, 3, or 4 yet, but we almost had one there. No, we did. We just got one on women's 3. I forgot the thing I just talked about.
He's old and a dad.
That's all true.
So that takes up a lot of brain energy.
My children may be listening to this, actually.
Children?
I told them to. Yes, my 4 children. I told them to listen, but I don't know if they will.
Maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
If you guys are listening, Kingston, Vanessa, Vaughn, and Lila.
Go to bed.
Yes. No, keep watching this.
Dad loves you.
I will let you stay up for this.
I'm interested. We'll see if Megan figures out this women's 2. It looks like a hard move coming around that feature. A lot of flat holds. That's draining when it's steep and you're tired.
I know Michaela had trouble with that part. Megan's having trouble there too.
Yeah. Sometimes some of the qualifying climbs had similar holds with jibs and whatnot screwed on to kind of help, but it looks like they're just making them figure this out. No help from any other holds. So we see Emily over here on women's 4. Got at least another go. Maybe she'll take a step back, rest a little.
Emily's proudest send is Finger Hut, notable V10 in Joe's Valley. I can remember falling off that thing years ago.
Did you do it?
I don't think I did.
Joe's
It's all hazy.
All right, making progress. She's got some time.
This is Helen, nearing the top on women's number 1. Oh.
And time, heartbreaker. That was a great effort,
Excellent effort in her first USA National Cup Series final. Outstanding.
Yeah. Okay, so we have... Who's that on the far left, Joel?
We've got Kai Leitner. We're getting our first look at Kai in the finals.
Got Kevin there in the middle. Men's 2. Far on the right, Alex. He's making some good progress on that climb. See Kai over here now on men's 1. See how he does on that.
Now Kai climbs really tall. I wonder if that might be a little bit of an advantage here. You know, we talked to the route setters beforehand about how they try to make it fair for everyone, and you know, some problems are going to be easier for taller folks, some problems are going to be harder.
Yeah,
some are easier for shorter folks.
I think they said, too, they tried, you know, if there's ever a long move, they try to throw in kind of a scrunchy move, too, just so that each climb kind of evens out. So, yeah, we definitely had some lankier climbers here last night, but that's the cool thing about climbing.
All right, we got Kevin on men's number 2. Have we seen a top on men's number 2?
I don't believe so. I think we
remember
saw
seeing
the
that.
finish hold get slapped, but no control on it. So,
you know, I feel like that's a question that our listeners and viewers might be asking and expect us to have the answer to, since we're the commentators.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, folks, we don't have that answer.
Yeah. Joel, what are your qualifications here for doing this commentating?
It's funny you should ask.
What's your resume look like if you had to?
I have no qualifications whatsoever.
Yeah, relevant work experience.
I haven't competed in 15 years, nor have I watched competitions for 15 years. So they thought it would be a good idea to have me in on this. How about you, Sarah? What are your qualifications?
You figure that out. You got it.
I'm super psyched about being here and getting to see all these guys.
And that should be enough, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, I will say, you know, years ago I did compete in the national circuit, spent a lot of time with it. The formats have changed over the years. The faces obviously have changed.
Ooh.
Looks like we got potential top on problem number 1.
Remember, we had that really close call earlier where we just didn't get the match.
I think we got a top on men's number 1.
Strong work from Kai.
Outstanding.
Did really good work on that one. So first top for men's 1. See what's going on in men's 3.
We got a double dyno.
All right.
And it looks like we might have a finish. Looking like we might have a fair number of finishes on that men's number 3.
Men's 3, yeah. Strong work. Then we have Alex brushing down men's 4, and his first couple goes were looking pretty strong on this. So we'll see. Those holds, they start getting slimier the longer this competition goes on. So definitely brushing important.
Wow. What would you even call that move? That was a knee bar. It was almost a figure 4 knee bar.
It's like a literal knee bar where your foot's on your knee and then your other knee's barring. So double.
I've never seen that move.
Self-sufficient knee bar or something.
Sustainable knee bars.
Still got about a minute here to go. Looks like we're doing some final resting maybe before we're giving our last good final attempts here.
I'm still excited about that top by Kai on problem number 1.
Yeah, that was strong work.
Very well done.
You have 1 minute remaining.
1 minute remaining for our 2 male competitors.
Was that Ross on men's 1 that almost had it? And then his foot just slipped right at the end. So good to see that finished up. All right, we have Alex giving it his last. Maybe not last. Maybe last. We'll see.
All right, let's see if we get a.
Looking strong, that's for sure.
Oh, very close.
Looks like he's saying, all right.
I think he may
Good work
save
from
himself
him.
for that final problem.
That was the final problem for him. So strong work from Alex. See Kevin. I think that might be it for the men right now.
If you're just joining us, this is the first in the USA National Cup Series season. You're joining us here in Pittsburgh, PA, for the first competition of the Adult Bouldering Series. It'll be the first of 4 competitions heading toward the National Championship at the end of the season.
Yep.
Those 5 competitions together make up our Adult Bouldering Series in the US of A.
Yep, and this is just the 3rd year where they've had the National Cup Series, and what's pretty cool about it, I believe, is if you rank top 30, I believe, your score in any of these Cup Series events, then you're able.
You get nationally ranked.
Yeah, so
And
you
that
get to
means
compete
you
in the
get to
nationals at the
head
end of
into
it
the
all.
nationals. Yeah.
So yeah, it seems to be doing great. Just keeps growing and growing. I mean, like we said earlier on, this is the biggest turnout they've had, and that's really encouraging and great to see.
Okay, and who do we have on women's number 1 now?
So we have on women's one, we have Megan, but we were just seeing our other Megan on women's 3.
And Michaela on women's number 4.
Michaela in the background. All right, there we go. So over on women's 1, we have Megan Lynch. She's
From Rockville, Maryland. Climbs Earth Treks in Rockville.
let's see how she does at this start with these shouldering moves. And you can see in the background women's 2. See if there's any progress made on that one.
Megan also enjoys playing roller hockey, which I think is pretty awesome.
Make a strong start.
So let's see how Megan solves this women's number 1. I'm still waiting to see that figure 4 work.
I think she's past that. I'm sorry,
I know,
Joel. It's
I
not
know.
happening.
Oh, trying to cross there. Excellent.
Making
She's
strong work.
looking very strong on women's
Yeah.
number 1.
I always like to see, the tippy toes. You can see her when she was reaching up to there, getting extra height. We have Megan.
And we got a top out on women's number 3.
Megan Martin topping out women's
Both
number
Megan
3.
and Michaela, good friends, have topped out on that. And we're still waiting to
And
see if our
another
other
Megan.
Megan Lynch, can finish off women's number 1.
Got a lot of M's competing. Megan and Megan,
Things are
Michaela
looking
and
good
Michaela.
here. Let's see if she can pull this off. It's a tricky match to finish. She's really struggling here. Trying to find that.
I think just, finding the
Perfect
right
balance.
position. Yeah. We saw with
Oh, look at that. Clever. Yes.
cool
Very well
approach.
done.
Very cool approach
I don't
to
think
that.
we've seen that particular approach to matching that hold,
No,
have we?
I think Michaela earlier when we saw her on there just kind of really stepped her right foot through and flagged off that, so that was neat to see. All right, Helen still working on women's 2. This one has yet to see any tops, I believe. It really has to see anybody go past.
Past about the middle of the problem
Yeah, that
there. It's
big
really,
feature.
really vexing folks. And here we got Michaela right of your screen. Michaela Tracy. We'll see another Michaela later in this round, Michaela Kirsch.
I'm interested how she's feeling. Like Michaela on women's 3 was feeling pretty psyched, but it's the end of the finals round. They're trying hard. I'm sure they're starting to feel it. All right, so we have women's 2 again. Let's see how this goes. Still have about a minute, so it's plenty of time. Make some progress.
That seems to be the confusing part right there.
Yeah. And that's draining. The coming out of the arch, that'll wear you down for sure. She still has women's 3 and 4 to go, so you got to start figuring, do I try again? Do I save it? We'll see what she does. Looks like Michaela's also getting ready to try again.
Yeah, with just about 30 seconds left here for Michaela.
It's her last climb, so might as well give it her all. All right, she's running. She's got about 20 seconds, so she knows she has to move, but you got to milk every bit of rest you can get out of things. So,
all right, climbing efficiently. Just gonna leave it all out on the table, I think. All right, great last effort there. Michaela gives the audience a round of applause too, says thanks. I think the Pittsburgh crowd has really embraced her here.
Yeah, she's been awesome. I know when we were kind of hanging around last night, just sort of seeing how things were going, she was a great sport, kind of filling us in on stuff even while she was trying to focus on her competing and everything. So,
all right, we got Anthony Lessick over on men's number 1. This is our first look at Anthony.
It's already made it to that 5 hold pretty smoothly.
Anthony was our number 3 competitor in the men's field coming into this. He finished 3rd from qualifying.
You can see Kai on screen right, starting that men's 2. I'd be interested if he's going to get this because not seen too much success on it. So we'll see how it goes.
You know, Kai's got a really fluid style through this section. It's really a pleasure to watch.
Looking really strong.
Looks like he might get up there.
Come on, Kai.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can keep it together.
Just got to get the feet so he's not swinging out.
I think he may have it. That's control, folks.
Just looking down. You guys
Very
got
nice.
that? Because I got that.
I think that was our first top on men's number 2.
Super strong work. And then we have Kevin here. I'm feeling good about this for him. You know, his shirt matches the color of the holds. I kind of have a firm belief in color coordination is an important, very important aspect. Synergy. The synergy of the climbs. It's an important thing.
So everyone we've seen do this successfully has jumped and done the double dyno method. Let's see if Kevin can figure out some alternate beta or if he's just going to... Oh, very close.
Carrick did a similar thing, you know, figuring that move out. All right.
Anthony on men's number 1.
See how he does.
We've only seen one top out.
Yeah.
Only one top on this. Kai is our only top.
Ooh, interesting. Left hand there.
Yeah. We'll see if he can
get himself out of this tight spot. Or maybe he's going to revolutionize the beta for us. We'll see. He does have shorts on.
You know, normally when I see someone in the gym do something like that, I think, oh, they just didn't read the sequence right. But he clearly knew what he was doing.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just going to
rest. The next
rest.
hold's all the way over to the left. He knew what he was doing when he went for that. He may have it if he can just get over to the... Oh!
Saw a similar foot slip earlier.
All right,
Kevin
has
and he topped
men's
it.
number 3.
I don't want to take too much credit, but I think I called it with the red shirt, red holds. Just got to match it.
We might have spoken a little bit too soon. Here
I
we got to
know.
make sure Kevin gets the match
things
on the finish.
Yeah. He wanted that.
And we've got a new high point on men's number 4.
We got Ross over there.
Let's see if Ross... Oh, so close.
Sports action.
That was agonizing.
Could see him smiling when he fell on the mat. Definitely has some time to rest and hopefully give it a good go.
About a minute 30. Can still pull this off.
Yeah. Man, what a heartbreaker of a move to throw at him up there, though. And those walls, they feel pretty tall when you're up there. It's kind of hard, I guess, to appreciate because even now, just looking at the screen, it doesn't look that tall to me. But I know I've been up there and making big moves like that up there.
And here comes Anthony again on men's number 1. Anthony's coming to us from San Jose, California. Just 15 years old, so this is his first USA Cup Series as well. First year of eligibility.
And making it to finals.
He's 15 years old and been climbing for 13, so you could do the math on that.
I'm sure his parents had fun trying to keep track of him.
All right, let's see if Ross can pull off our first top.
Looking strong.
He's looking real strong. Yes! And he is very excited, as is this Pittsburgh crowd.
That
Ross
was pretty awesome.
gives us our first top on men's number 4.
That's a great way to end it. So Ross representing there.
And that means we've seen tops on all 4 of the men's problems.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be enough, probably, to do all 4.
So far, is it Kai that's the only one to have topped?
Kai has topped the first
And the second.
and the second. That's right.
So he's potentially could top them all. That'd be the only one so far.
You can see our scores so far for the women's.
So I think we have Michaela Kirsch coming up on women's 1. She'll actually be hanging around Pittsburgh and doing a little bit of a clinic for us tomorrow, which is really exciting.
Not surprisingly, Ross is having top men's number 4 as our current leader. We'll see how that continues on. Of course, many of our climbers have not climbed all the problems yet, and some we haven't seen at all, including Solomon Barth and Matt Foltz on the men's side. And who do we have still coming up for us on the women's side that we haven't seen yet?
So the only person we haven't seen technically is Natalia Grossman, because we're now just seeing Michaela Kirsch. So
That's
we're
right.
a little bit ahead with the females. Oh, and we have some action going on women's too on screen right. Pretty exciting.
I think we got a new high point over there.
Ah. Sorry, I just yelled into the microphone at everyone at home. Just got excited there. Making progress on that women's too. Strong work there from Megan. Looked like she was looking at the angle there or something with her hand, doing a little protractor action. I don't know. Trying to eyeball it up. Have women's 3 going on. Helen's on that one. Looking strong. Different beta than we've been seeing there.
Yeah, going with the right hand instead of left. I think we've seen 2 top outs on that, right? Megan Martin and Michaela.
Yeah. You see Megan Martin over
Tracy,
there
that
on
is. We've got
women's
Michaela
4.
Kirsch over on women's 1.
Yeah, I don't know any Michaelas anywhere. And then in the climbing
they're all
world, we
here in
have 2
Pittsburgh right now.
Michaelas right now, crushing it at the finals.
I don't think we've seen a top out on women's number 4 or women's number 2.
Right.
Let's see if Megan
And we have Helen, yeah.
can give us our top out on.
Right.
We've got
Oh, yeah, Helen's
both
down on
Megans
women's 3. She's resting.
are on the wall right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, too bad we couldn't have 2 Megans and 2 Michaelas.
Because that would mean something, you mean?
It'd be cool. Kind of like the red shirt and red climb.
We'd be talking about it for years.
You guys remember that time.
2018, the year of 2 Megans and 2 Michaelas.
It was a big year.
I remember it well.
And then you see
There wasn't
Megan.
much else going on that year.
Pittsburgh's pretty exciting. All right, so we just saw Megan fall off women's 4.
Pittsburgh is pretty exciting.
It is cool. It's a very cool city. I'm hoping that some of these competitors that haven't been here before got to check it out a little bit between resting and mentally recovering and
All right,
physically.
Michaela's got that dyno on the first run. Yeah, I talked to a lot of competitors and asked if they'd been to Pittsburgh before, and pretty much all of them said no, absolutely not.
Typical.
Like, why would you come here for... But we love it here in Pittsburgh. We think everyone should come check it out.
Try it at least once.
Yeah. All right, let's see how Michaela pushes through this.
So Michaela moving through.
Nice try.
She climbed really strong yesterday. It was not very long into qualifiers that her scorecard was filled up.
That's right. She completed all 10 problems. One of 4 women to do so.
Yeah, and she only fell once, I believe.
That's
so
right. Only 1 fall.
Really strong showing from her.
We'll see our number 1 climber in just a moment in the women's field, Natalia Grossman. Natalia flashed all 10 problems. Very impressive in the qualifying round.
Let's see. Helen's giving another go on women's 3.
Trying that right-handed cross method again.
Looking a little
Not having much
unsure
luck.
about it. Not sure. I don't know if she's sure that's what she wants to do.
You know, I asked Michaela Kirsch last night if she does anything special for her preparation for finals, and she said that if she did, she wouldn't tell me. So she was very polite about it, but, you know, I think I got pretty good inside line there on some quality information.
Well, Joel, don't want you sneaking in there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Megan trying out women's 4 again. Helen
trying that
that.
left-handed method.
Yep.
Still got a lot of time still.
Nope, we don't.
Sorry,
Maybe.
our clock's a little off here. Only 10 seconds remaining.
I was going to say, felt like a lot of time had gone by.
Yeah.
Some technical difficulties, apologies. All right, so great showing from the females. Got the males back. Kai's just jumping right in there. Just reaching up and getting that foot up. Pretty impressive flexibility.
Crowd's definitely liking that.
Yeah.
Let's see if he goes double. Yep.
Oh.
No.
I think he was just.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of tops on that problem. That's one that's likely going to come down to attempts, right?
Yep.
That, as far as distinguishing between that particular problem, attempts are going to be critical. So
yeah, definitely.
that one might have hurt a little bit.
Let's see. He didn't take very much rest at all.
Nope.
I think he just wanted to get back on there so he could rest for later. And who we have going on here?
On men's number 1, we got Solomon Barth, coming to us from Stanford, California, just 21 years old. Loves to climb in Yosemite. Been climbing for 15 years. And here he is in Pittsburgh.
Man, climbing longer than you're alive for. Or more than half. My math is really great, but, you know, just going to stop talking now. Let's watch the action. Kai stuck that double dyno there.
All right.
Not really much of a dyno, just kind of a standing up into it.
Kai may have this top using that heel hook beta. Let's see what he decides on. All right. Looking very, very confident
casually got to that finish hold. Good work for him.
We've seen so many climbers come so close on men's number 1. Solomon having some of the same difficulties
Yeah, that
there.
last move's kind of an unexpected heartbreaker. Just looks like you kind of stand up into it, but it seems to be causing some problems.
Yeah, Solomon says his favorite part of climbing is the jugs. And I don't think he's going to find too many on that particular problem.
No, definitely not.
A lot of giant volumes.
Yeah. I'm not really, seeing, guess maybe you could consider some of the holds on women's 4 to be jug-ish, depending on the angle.
I think I mentioned earlier that I saw them belaying those massive volumes up earlier. I wonder if anyone feels like they're the best volume belayer in their city or world.
Yeah. Maybe there's a new competition out there. Potential for it anyway.
Maybe that could be the 4th element of the Olympic event, since we're having speed climbing and added to the difficulty in the
route
bouldering.
Setting.
Best volume belayer.
Volume belayer for route setting. So we just have some resting going on, it looks like.
All right, we got Kevin on men's number 4 here.
So this is his last climb of the finals. So I'm sure he'll be giving it his all. Strong work into that 5-point hold.
Like that method there.
Looking really strong there. Let's see if he can make it to the next. Looked like he was trying to get some momentum with his legs there. Just couldn't quite get to it.
All right, we got Saul.
Saul, does he go by Saul?
He does.
Okay.
He does go by Saul.
I wonder if he went by that before the show Better Call Saul came out, or if
Well,
he
it'd be
decided
spelled differently. No, actually.
S-A-U-L? S-O-L? I don't know. It's neither here nor there, I suppose.
Oh, so close.
But still has a minute. I wonder if he'll give that another go.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, his reason for being Saul in that show is that Saul good. That's what I remember him saying.
Okay.
That was his logic.
Gotcha. Hey, that's sound logic. I'm not going to
I
argue
hope
with
that doesn't spoil the show for anyone. You learned that somewhere in the season.
Didn't even say spoiler
It's
alert
not really
before.
critical to the plot.
All right. Kevin giving it another go. Looking really strong on those first few moves.
Oh.
Oof.
Remember, we saw our first top on that by Ross just a couple moments ago. Ross Fulkerson, who's
First
our
and only, I think,
our
right?
only. That's right, and he's our current leader.
Come on, guys. Help them out.
All right, and Kevin says thanks to the crowd on his final climb there. And we're about to see a new round of women.
All right, give it up for Kevin, Kai, Anthony, and Solomon.
All right, and we have our top 4 women from qualifying all on the mat right now.
Yeah, so Natalia Grossman, she's going to be over there on women's 1. And they all know, starting at the beginning of finals, you didn't see that much brushing, but they're all pretty familiar. I'm sure they know by now these holes are getting pretty grimy, so don't want to waste any attempt because that's precious energy at this point. So we'll see. Women's 3 kind of is the first one that's getting underway over there.
You can see Natalia trying to decide her beta there for the start. She's decided on that right hole, which I think a lot of women have had success with. See how Natalia does with that.
Megan Lynch moving up women's 3 pretty well. Trying for the cross move too. That's interesting.
We got Michaela at the real tricky spot here on women's number 2. Let's see how she does with this.
Strong.
Excellent. That's, I think, our highest point. We've seen one other woman reach this spot.
Made that match really nice.
Let's see if she can get past this. And she does, yes. All right, we got a new high point on women's number 2. And on your left side of your screen, we've got Natalia trying to get a top on women's number 1. This is pretty exciting here, Michaela. Eyes up the last several moves here on women's number 2. We may have our first top here. Let's see. And
Natalia didn't even take a beat. She just moved right into that finish hole.
Yep, first
Strong
try.
work. Michaela shaking it out.
Yes. All
Great
right.
work.
The crowd is going nuts. Michaela has just pulled off the first top out of women's number 2.
Super strong work.
Even had the presence of mind to close her chalk bag on the way down.
Maybe
Nicely
we'll
done.
just have us. Gotta be safe.
Yep.
I was gonna say maybe we'll just have a send train 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Michaela. I think one of the first times I ever saw her climb was in the Red River Gorge when she was trying God's Own Stone. So that's pretty. I always think that part of the arch is it's reminiscent of Red River climbing. So
We got Helen on women's number 4, Helen Gillette. First time competing in the U.S. National Cup Series. Coming to us from the junior circuit. I know I talked to her briefly last night. She was really, really excited. She topped all 10 problems in her first adult U.S. National Cup circuit problem. She was pretty excited about it.
yeah, definitely something to be really excited about. Yeah, watching all these ladies and guys climb, it's just. I tried some of the climbs today that they were working last night, and they definitely made them look way easier than they were. So it's always really impressive. All right, she'll give this one another go. Still has plenty of time on the clock, so let's see what she does with it. It's a big first move, especially when it's the end of the night for you. All right, got back to women's 3. Strong first move.
Helen having a little bit of difficulty with that first move. Let's see if she can figure something out.
Some resting and thinking. All right, we're down to the 1 minute mark, so maybe last goes for each of them.
Let's see how Megan Lynch does with this women's number 3.
Ah,
I'd like to see it go that way.
I know. I want to see the
Megan
cross
and-
move.
We've seen Megan and Michaela. We saw Megan Martin and Michaela Tracy top that. They both went left-handed, did the Gaston beta.
Yeah, and Zoe stuck that move too
Yes.
with the left-hand beta. So it might just be the angle of the hole doing that cross. You slide right down it. Looks like she's going for another one. Looks a little disappointed with that, but hey, that's great effort. Always got to respect the drive to try it, even when you're tired.
All right, we got a transition. Again, Ross Fulkerson, our leader. We've got Kai Leitner just behind him, and he's just about to try problem number 4. Let's see how he does with that. Current leader for the women is Michaela Tracy. I have a feeling that this problem may suit Kai. I'd like to see him do well on this.
Hey, when you're strong, every problem suits you.
Sure.
Oh, look at that beta. Nice.
Nicely done. Very smooth.
Super solid.
All right. Let's see if he can pull this off.
First try.
Big dyno here. See if he- Oh, very nice. Yes! Nicely done.
Super strong work from
Crowd's
Kai.
going wild here. A little wave to the crowd.
See that relieved smile?
Yeah.
Or happy smile.
He knows that might have helped him out quite a bit
Yeah.
there.
You know, he came in fourth, starting the night out from last night.
I think he did.
The-
I think he did. He may be our current leader. We'll have to see all the scores
strong
shake
showing
out. but
from him.
He may be.
And then we got Anthony
And
here.
Another top there for Anthony
Strong work.
on men's number 3.
Then we have Matt Foltz here.
Oh, Matt. This is our first look at Matt making short work of men's number 1, it looks like.
Last night's leader. Pretty successful round right there for a lot of our climbers. Got Solomon on men's 2.
You know, we spoke earlier this evening about this being a wide open field tonight. I think that only 2 of the men in the finals have been in men's finals in USA National Cup Series before.
Yeah, that was what, Kai and
Kai
Matt?
and Matt, that's right.
Yeah.
And Kai's the only one to have won one, so it really is anybody's game here. Not surprising that Kai's done very well so far, as has Ross Fulkerson. Expect great things out of Matt here as well. Matt Foltz. So right now, we're looking at Saul Barth on men's number, what is this? Men's
That's
number 2.
yeah. This one hasn't been topped by very, I think just Kai topped this one. Did we see anyone? I don't
I
believe
think
we
that
saw
may be
anyone
right.
else.
I know folks have had some struggles right at about this part of the problem. This has been a tricky part. Saul's not having any difficulty there.
Looking really strong.
He's moving through very, very efficiently here. Feel good about this. Ah,
Those big volumes, it's always it's hard to know if you can hit a little higher or a little bit lower. It looked like you just need to be up just a little bit higher to be in the sweet spot on that one. So we'll have some time to rest and try it again. Looks like that might be a little bit of an energy zapper though too. So see if he has another good go in him. It's always a good tactic when all else fails. Brushing's productive. Down to the 1 minute mark. See his last go on this guy. It's really close. I'd like to see him get a top on it.
All right, come on, Saul. Move through this really efficiently the first time. May just be out of power there.
Little power down, save it for the last two. That's where the strategy comes into play, so he'll go and take his rest.
10 seconds.
So we're done with women's 1 now, I believe. Our leader from last night, Natalia, she'll be on women's 2. Michaela Kirsch there on 3.
Current leader for the women, still Michaela Tracy. Of course, we've got our top qualifiers still to climb all their problems yet.
All right, Megan here, Megan Lynch on women's 4, filling out that first big move.
Megan says the thing she loves most about climbing is it always keeps her dreaming. I can appreciate that. We got Michaela Kirsch here on women's number 3. We've seen 2 tops on this problem. Let's see if she goes for this.
The left arm or the right arm cross, we'll see. I'm going to put my money on. Oh, that's not what I would have put my money on. I was about to say left hand. Good thing I didn't put my money on it. All right, Natalia.
Natalia looking strong on this.
Really strong.
Very nicely done.
Oh, there's a little foot jib, I think, on that that right hand that she's on right now. That's kind of nice. Sort of feels like a jug after those other holds. You can see her cupping it. Nice little rest stance there.
We have seen 1 top on this problem from Michaela Kirsch. Let's see how Natalia does with this. Natalia, just 17 years old. Coming to us from Boulder, Colorado. A little bit of hesitation there. She'll have another shot at it, though.
Need to figure out what she wants to do with her feet there.
This problem may be critical. Remember, Michaela Kirsch has topped this one out. I don't think we've seen any tops yet on women's number 4, though, so there's possibility that could be a decider as well. Michaela Kirsch, in the middle of your screen, taking her second try on women's number 2. Number 3, rather.
Number 3, yeah. Still going with that right hand beta.
Well, that first move right off the bat on women's number 4, where you see Megan climbing right now, looks really tricky, but she's moving through this next part of the problem with efficiency.
Ah, strong. Hang in
The crowd
there.
here in Pittsburgh is very excited about that. Let's see if she can give us our first top on women's number 4.
It's definitely getting to a high point.
Come on, Megan.
You can see her trying. Come on,
She's
Megan.
struggling, fighting. Yes.
She hasn't grabbed that
Time for a little
screw-on jib
shake.
yet. Guess she doesn't need it. Ah, there we go. Maybe she'll use that to pull up to the finish.
This is exciting. She's on that final hold. Let's see if she can get that match. That's
First top.
it. She's excited. Yes.
For good measure. That holds much better. That's a great way to finish out finals.
Looks like she can't even believe it herself. She's so excited.
She's psyched. The crowd's psyched. That was a great effort.
Fine work for Megan Lynch.
All right, Michaela's over here on women's 3. Let's see how she does.
That cross beta not quite working for her.
It's interesting how we saw the first 3 women or so all go up left hand, and now they all have gone up right hand. Talia just falling off women's 2. All right.
There's Michaela for what is likely her last attempt on women's number 3.
Her nails look great with that shot, gotta say. Oh, she's going again. All right.
I spoke too soon.
She's psyched.
Looks like she's got a little bit more time.
I think she was like, Joel, I'm going to show you.
Yes! Out of nowhere!
Man, talk about it. Down
A fine, really excellent surprise last effort there.
Yeah, I think if it were 15 seconds left on the clock, I'd be freaking out. But she was pretty calm, cool, and collected, and
She felt the urgency.
She just did that.
Yep.
So not to the 25, but still that got her, to the 15? Yeah.
That's right, and with that top on women's number 2.
Yeah, that's huge.
All right, we've got the men back on the mat now, our top 3 qualifying men. On the right-hand side of your screen, we've got Anthony Lessick. In the middle, we've got Saul Barth.
And then
on
Matt.
men's number 3, and that's right, Matt Foltz, perpetual contender
All right, let's see what Anthony does here.
in these U.S. National Cup Series.
Looking strong.
Remember, we've seen 2 tops on men's number 4. He's looking real strong.
This is a fun one to watch. That last little getting up to the finish holds.
Modifying his beta a little bit here. Kind of indecisive.
Ooh.
I don't think we've seen anybody pull off the match there. I remember seeing Carrick try that. Carrick Stenson, our own Pittsburgh hometown boy, and didn't quite work out.
Yeah, it's a tricky one on that angle especially.
All right, here's Matt Foltz. Really enjoyed watching him climb last night in qualifying.
Mm-hmm. Pretty strong.
Looks like we might have another top here on men's number 3. Indeed we do.
Saul topping out number 3. Strong work from him. Yeah, it seems like that was the one to top tonight for the men.
So we got a top on men's number 3 for Saul Barth. And
That's pretty
on the mat,
clutch. King
still on the
breast
mat,
up.
we got Matt Foltz, Anthony Lessick over on men's number 4. Anthony looks strong there in his first go. Might modify his beta a little bit.
Yeah, see if he tries to not do that match, get out to the number 15 hold.
All the successful top outs we've seen so far have used that particular method. Going again to the blue. Like that clarifies anything. I'm pretty sure they're all blue.
Yeah,
except
it was
for the
either
1 or 2.
blue or gray or what, like you can say white. But hey, you tried and that's what counts.
Right. Which favorite is your hold? Which hold is your favorite tonight? The blue one?
Which favorite is your hold? Gonna make a t-shirt with that on it.
All right, here comes Anthony on men's number 4. Looking very smooth.
Come on, Anthony.
All right, let's see what he does here. Is he
He's
gonna
go
bump?
again. It looks like
Yeah.
it. Yes. Let's see if he stalls or if he goes.
Seeing the try hard on his face, that's for
Yes.
sure. Oh,
So close.
heartbreaker.
I know we saw that from Ross on his first go. It's very similar to Ross Fulkerson's first go, where
Yeah.
he didn't quite have the coordination there, and then he figured it out and pulled it off.
Yeah, I think Kai's the only one. He just went up there and stuck that first go. But I think we got another go in Anthony.
Yeah, I think Kai had the presence of mind to stop at that Death Star hold and get a little bit more out of it before he went. We'll see how Anthony approaches this. And Matt is taking his time here. I think he knows he's got one good go, so he's going to take the full rest here. I think he felt good about that first go. And his chances here on his second.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Matt's coming to us from Boulder, Colorado.
There are a lot of people coming from Boulder, huh?
I've heard there are good rock climbers there.
Yeah. Is there like good climbing around that area, you think?
I've heard there is.
I know, I don't
It's
get
not
out
supposed
of
to be as good as
Pittsburgh
what we have here in Pittsburgh. But.
Yeah.
All right, here goes Matt.
Looking
Getting
good.
up near his previous high point. See if he can generate enough power here. He's gotten up to the good part of the hold.
Heartbreaker. It's right there. All right.
And here comes Anthony on problem number 4. He's fighting.
Pause.
He's fighting.
Oh.
Just not enough there.
You could see his, he wanted it, but his hands were just, they were done holding on for him. That was a strong last showing for him.
Yep.
All right, we're down to last 2 females. So you see the standings. Kai's still in first.
Number 4, Natalia climbing on climb number 3.
All right, Michaela Tracy, still our current leader. Megan Lynch in second and Megan Martin in third. Of course, our 4th, 5th, and 6th competitors, 4th, 5th competitors still to climb all their problems. Here comes Natalia on problem number 1, trying that Gaston beta right off the bat.
Yeah, going back to that left-hand beta.
She looked solid on her first go. Well, Michaela really powering through that first move. We've seen a lot of women struggle on that problem. She just powered right through it.
She even missed that hold a little bit, kind of hit the volume and came right back into it. That's super strong work. That seems to be kind of after that first move, the next sort of shutdown move. When I was watching them put these climbs back up, that was sort of what they were checking again, I think.
Good first effort there on women's number 4 for Michaela. Only top we've seen on that came from Megan Lynch. I think one of the most exciting moments of the competition so far.
Yeah, she fought hard for that.
Absolutely.
All right, got Natalia back here.
Almost.
Her body swing just took a little too much out from the wall for her to hold that.
Michaela having some difficulty here. But if you remember, Michaela Kirsch before had some difficulty too, and then right at the end, powered through that move. Had a near top out, but not quite.
Yeah, I definitely think that shows a lot about a climber when the clock is ticking and the pressure's on, how you're performing. She's obviously...
Michaela trying to move through this sequence a little bit faster this time.
Strong
Looking
work.
real strong. Slightly different beta there, matching that hold. She's looking real strong here. I feel good about this. If you remember, Megan got a shake on this hold. Looks like Michaela too. Crowd getting into this, trying to cheer Michaela on. In the middle of your screen, Natalia, nearing the top of women's number 3 as well. And she's got it. Natalia's got it. Michaela's still shaking out a little bit. She can shake out for the next 2 minutes and 15 seconds if she wants. I don't think she will.
It'd be impressive. Then
I'd
I
like
think
to see
that'd
her get this.
That'd be working out more than resting, I think.
She might be wishing she brought her chalk bag at this point.
Yeah. Looks like she maybe has a knee bar around the corner though, so maybe it's a little more restful than it looks.
Here she goes. She may have it, and she does.
Strong work.
Nicely done for Michaela Kirsch.
That's smart. You know it's your last climb, and you know you really want to get the top, so might as well rest as much as you can. Make sure you give yourself as good a shot as sticking that last hold. All right, some strong last work on the women's 3 and 4.
Two rapid fire sends there.
You guys having fun tonight?
So as things kind of start to wind down, not as much going on the wall. We're gonna have 2 more men, one more.
I'd say
women's.
things are just about to heat up
Oh,
because we got our last 2 men's climbs, and then we'll have our top qualifying climbers climbing on the last problem. It may come down to the last problem. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Get a quick look at our leaderboard there. Got our new leader, Michaela Kirsch, with that top of problem number 4. Michaela Tracy in second.
It looks like it's pretty close with Natalia. If you look at problems 1 and 2 between Natalia and Michaela Kirsch, it's kind of
That's right. If Natalia does
there.
well in problem number 4, we may see a little bit of reconfiguration of this leaderboard.
Yeah, it's pretty close right there.
And for the men, we still got Kai Leitner in first, Russ Fulkerson in second, Alex Fritz in third.
You can see Kai topped all of them, so that was real strong work with him.
That's right. Definitely looking like the winner here. Has got to top all 4.
Yeah. He topped all 4 and 2 flashes.
All right, we got Saul in the middle of your screen here on men's number 4, and Matt Fulton, men's number 3. Fultz. Matt Fultz, I should say.
Joe likes adding syllables to things. Keeps it exciting.
You got this, Saul.
Not quite on that move for Matt Fultz.
Yeah, there you go.
Saul's looking real strong here on men's number 4.
Ah.
So close.
I thought he had that. He looked really strong as he came around. With
Sure did.
He's got plenty of time to rest and do it again. I have a good vibe from him. All right. Let's see how Matt does here on men's 3. Gotta wonder if this time of night the holds are starting to get a little more slimy, making things a little harder. I think this is his 3rd attempt here. Let's see how it goes for him. Strong first move. See the try hard. Looked really close there. You could see him kind of trying to think about whether he wanted to go right hand first or left hand first more. Seemed to kind of favor left hand. Swing got the better of him.
We got Saul on the right side of your screen there, making another attempt on men's number 4. Looked real strong in his first go. I was a little bit surprised he didn't hang on there for the top, but let's see if he can pull it off this time.
He's just flying through this.
All right, and he
It did
nearly
look a
had
little
it.
closer, but man, I thought he had it. There we go
All
for
right,
Matt,
Matt Fultz.
sticking those.
We've seen a lot of tops on this one. I would expect Matt to pull this off, and he does. Nice work from Matt. He'll have a little break here before he tries his final problem. Nice sportsmanship there.
Yeah.
Little fist bump between Saul and Matt. Saul's going to take some time to think about it before his last attempt on men's number 4. I may as well just leave it all out on the table here. Remember, our competitors, of course, they're here to try and win this competition tonight, but they're also competing for points in the series. This is just the first in I don't know if I would call it a long series, but
Series of 4.
4 more competitions this season, plus the national championship. So they're not just fighting for the victory tonight, they're fighting for standings moving forward in the season. And here's Saul for his last attempt on men's number 4.
still moving super strong and smooth through this climb.
All right.
Still being a good sport.
Crowd giving him some appreciation.
Great effort on that climb. 2 really, really strong attempts on it. Bummer he didn't get to the 25.
If you're just tuning in, you've missed a lot.
Where have you been?
But we're at the Steel City Throwdown in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. About to see our last female competitor.
Yeah, just getting toward the end of our finals. We have Natalia Grossman here.
We've seen 2 top outs on this particular problem. By Michaela Kirsch and Megan Lynch. So we'll see if Natalia Grossman can pull a top out off as well. I think our only competitor to top out women's number 2 was Michaela Kirsch, our current leader. Michaela, of course, topped this one out as well.
This climb's pretty powerful. It looks like that first move up to the 5 hold, and then once you get established on 10, moving up to that next kind of downward slanting hold on the volume next to the 15 hold. Those seem to be the 2 big moves that are really taking a lot of fight. So we'll see if Natalia has it in her at the end of the night.
Let's remember that Natalia topped out women's number 3 as well, which Michaela did not. So this still could come right down to the end.
All right, strong start.
All right. That's been a dividing line for a lot of climbers.
Now this
sticking
next
that hold.
move. Yeah.
Looking real strong. Remember, we saw Michaela match this hold. Let's see what Natalia does. She matches
there.
too. We've seen a lot of the women, or 2 of them who've gotten to this point anyway, shake out for a good long while on this problem.
Yeah. Natalia can't decide. Is she going to just go straight up or sort of?
She may just go for it. Oh, and she does. Let's see if she can control it. And she does. Natalia's pretty excited about that.
That was an important climb.
Big smile on her face.
It's going to be really close between her and Michaela Kirsch, I think. So we'll see. Have to see
how
what
the
the final
leaderboard
scores
shakes
are.
out.
Yeah. But can't ask for a better ending than that to your finals round. So.
And we've got, if I'm not mistaken, one more.
One
more climb from our top qualifying competitor, Matt Foltz. Or as I call him, Matt Folston, you'll remember.
Yeah. Maybe he'll adopt that. Who knows?
There's our current leaderboard. Kai Leitner.
Lighten things up. Sure, no
We're
one's
not gonna,
ever made
I don't
that
think we should
pun
head down
before.
that route at this point in the night, making puns out of people's names.
I'm sure it was the first.
And our women's leaderboard with Natalia Grossman in first place. Look at that. That top at the end is what did it for her.
Shout out to our product sponsors, Neon Climbing Accessories, Petzl, Friction Lab Chalks, Iron City Circus Arts, we're right across the street, the Ball, and Big Burrito Restaurant Group. They gave me my wedding, they're pretty good. Well, let's give it up to the employees, staff, and the sound.
Pretty great turnout we had here. A lot of local climbers super excited about having this competition held here. Ascend opened not that long ago, around March of 2017, so to be able to host this kind of caliber of competition is really great. Definitely something a lot of people were excited to turn out for. So.
And in just about a minute, we'll see our final climb of the night, Matt Foltz. And we'll get our logging of the final scores.
You can see him there in women's 3 chair.
I do see him there in women's 3 chair. I don't think it really matters.
All right, that's coming up.
Last competitor gets to sit wherever he wants, I guess. All right, crowd giving a last round of applause for Matt, trying to cheer him on through this.
And
We've
then
only
there
seen a
was
couple
one.
top outs on this, if I'm not mistaken. Two. That's
yeah.
right. Our two current leaders have topped this one out.
10 seconds. Time. Fighters, you will begin climbing now.
You know, I don't know that we've seen any flashes on this problem, have we? I don't think we have.
Did Kai?
Kai... I don't remember.
He either did it first or second.
Yeah.
No, he might have done it second because he had 24.9. He had 2 flashes and 2 tops without flashing it.
All right, our final competitor of the night, Matt Foltz. I'm sure going to give it everything he has.
Come on, guys. Make some noise for Matt.
Powering
the
through
crowd
those
getting behind him.
first moves.
Oh,
A
interesting.
cross. Never seen this. Looks like it's...
It's going to be tricky to get out of. Close. See, no, that move, that start a couple different ways, going upright and bumping out, just going all the way out right. Now we're seeing a cross.
Well, going back all the way to the previews prior to the whole competition starting, I know we saw a lot of people spend time trying to figure out that early sequence.
I'd say some of them figured it out.
Yeah,
Most of them. All of them? All of them, I think.
that initial sequence,
Yeah.
you might be right about that. Matt says that his interests outside climbing include eating, reading, and action figures. So, seems like he's got a pretty full life.
Wonder what kind of action figures we're talking.
Me too. There's Matt on men's number 4. Our last problem of the night. Matt's new high point.
Looking pretty strong up there.
Let's see what his bait is here.
Is he gonna match
Looks
or
like he's
bump?
gonna go again.
Nice.
Let's see how Matt does. He's gonna stall. Didn't quite have it. I'm sure he'll rest up for at least one more good go here. You know, we've got the inside information on those stick brushes that they extend. I wonder if the climbers are aware.
Maybe they don't want to use up the pinch strength to release the little latch so that you can extend it. And it gets a lot heavier. You know, the leverage when it's extended, that's a little tiring too.
I'm sure once we
so-
get to the bottom of it, it'll be a fascinating answer.
Yeah, we'll have to discuss that with them after. Oh, might be onto it.
Oh, he knew. There's the answer.
Joel, I think he was saying, hey.
Yeah, he heard us, and he's just showing us that.
Yeah. Take that, Joel.
Right.
I'd say some other words, but your kids are listening.
Yeah. They really shouldn't be at this point.
Yeah.
I hope they've gone to bed.
All right, so we still got a little over a minute. Doing a little final prepping. I think he knows this is going to be his last really good effort. Then again, we said that about Michaela on women's 3, and she came back with down to the wire timing. And
I think she made 10 efforts in the last 4 seconds that
Yeah.
she had. And it paid off for her. She
Yeah.
advanced.
I don't even know how she moved that fast on the mats. All right.
All right. This may be our last attempt of the night.
Our last climb of the night. It's been an exciting finals round. Definitely figured out that start. No more crossing.
Come on. There you go.
can hear the crowd getting behind Matt. Great.
All right.
Great effort. I think
and he
that'll
gives
be
a final
it for
wave
him.
to the crowd. I think they know that's it.
What a heartbreaker, that last move up there, man. Great effort, though, from all the competitors.
What a great competition this was.
Yeah, really great. I think shout out to the setters for, seems like they set climbs that separated the field just right. Had a few people kind of top them all or get close to topping them all and then kind of taper off from there. So they looked really fun, too, for the climbers. That's always important.
It's been really great to have these world-class competitors right here in Pittsburgh, sampling this great gym, see this great turnout from the city of Pittsburgh to encourage everybody.
For sure. See what these walls can really do, you know?
I see what you're saying. So yeah, before we get to our final results, I want to point out some of the things that happened here. We had our remember it was the strongest field, or the largest
Biggest,
field,
yeah.
the largest field we've ever seen.
And they were very strong. I just don't know strongest. Who can say?
And
Who can say?
maybe let's not quibble about that, but the largest field we've ever seen in a
Largest.
USA National Cup Series, over 100 competitors. We took our top 8 to the finals tonight. I think the idea with these routes was to determine the best all-around rock climber, and I think hopefully that's what's happened here.
Yeah.
The climbers who have done well here tonight had a diverse set of skills. We saw a couple of problems that we saw a lot of tops on, and then a couple that we only saw 1 or 2.
Yeah, it seemed like for the men's 3 was definitely one that got a lot of love. A lot of people topped that. Men's 4, I think we saw 2 tops on, and we saw a lot of heartbreakers where a couple people, even really like on their first, second go, were making it up to the finish holds, but still
And there's our
not making
leaderboard.
it.
So we've got Natalia Grossman in first place, Michaela Kirsch in second, Michaela Tracy in third. And those are our official results. So those are our official results pending appeal. So there is a procedure in place in USA National Cup Series for appeal. But for now, anyway, those are our official results.
official results, yeah.
Natalia Grossman, top in the pack. Was really critical for her to top women's number 3 and women's number 4. Remember, Michaela Kirsch was the only competitor to top women's number 2.
Yeah.
But because she didn't top problem number 3, which Natalia did, that was the deciding factor.
Yeah, and also, Natalia and Michaela Kirsch, they came into this from qualifiers number 1 and number 2. But Michaela Tracy, shout out to her because she came in having finished 7
In World
or
Cups.
6.
I think that's right.
No, I just mean from qualifiers last
qualifying.
night.
Sure.
Yeah, so Michaela Tracy definitely climbed the ladder, climbed the wall to move up the rankings where it mattered. So good for her.
And now we'll see some folks embarrass themselves looking for swag as we continue to...
We like free stuff here
So
in
let's look at the
Pittsburgh.
men's results. We've got Kai Leitner topping the field in first place, followed shortly thereafter by Russ Fulkerson.
Yeah,
And Matt Foltz taking third.
and that was kind of, coming into finals, Matt was in first, Saul in second, Anthony Lessick in third, and it just kind of was
But Ross,
a big mix-up.
Ross came in, what is that? He came in sixth place
Yeah, so
and ended up in second place. That top out of men's number 4 was really key for him, certainly.
yeah, so that's great to see people, come to the finals, make a strong showing, and have it pay off for them. So,
But I think the real story here in the men's field, Kai Leitner, really strong showing, the only male competitor to top all 4 problems.
and he did flash
He
men's
flashed
4.
He flashed men's 4. He flashed men's 2. really, really strong showing from
Just
Kai.
one fall on the others.
Yep.
So great work to him. I mean, great work to all the competitors, definitely.
As a reminder, this is only the first in the series, so there will be 3 more of these leading to nationals.
Yeah, it looks like the next one will be in October. That one's going to happen in San Diego, California, and then November, Houston, Texas. And then Fort Collins will be the last of the National Cup Series leading up to the Open National Championship. So
remember that part of what the competitors are trying to do here, of course, they want to win this event. There's a cash prize associated with it and the prestige of winning the Steel City Throwdown. But these are also a chance to go up against a strong national field, to accrue points as they head toward the National Cup Series, but then also to prepare for the National Championship itself. This is an opportunity to try their hand at going up against the strongest competitors that they'll in all likelihood see in that National Championship, which is in February. So this is the place to test yourself.
yeah, and it's a great additional, you kind of touched on it, an additional way for people to qualify for the Open National Championships at the end of the season by getting ranked hopefully in the top 30 from doing the National Cup Series. So, and it's just great getting different communities involved, getting people kind of behind the climbers, getting the word out about it. So
I know I was using this as a chance to see if I was ready for the National Championship.
were you?
No. I wasn't. And I won't be going there. Maybe as a spectator, I'll check it out.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a great turnout. As we said, third season, best turnout that the National Cup Series has had so far, 100-plus climbers, and it's early in the season,
Looks like we got some autographs going here.
Oh, look at, maybe has some lifelong fans, who knows? That's really another great thing, chance to practice your autographing for later on in the season. But yeah, early in the season, so we'll see how the turnout is at the next one, but it's a really promising start to the National Cup Series for the year.
Absolutely. I mean, a turnout, the largest field ever, over 100 for this early in the season, too. It's really unprecedented. So
and a lot of people coming from not close to where they live, you know. We had a lot of people from out west, so when you have competitions closer to your hometown, probably see a lot more people there.
A lot of non-Pennsylvania license plates in the parking lot here tonight.
Yeah. See everyone
Looks like we're about ready to get our announcement of our winners here. Trying to clear the floor a little bit. The audience kind of stormed the pads.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in 2 minutes we're going to start the award ceremony. If you're one of the athletes, get ready. We're going to call up all of the athletes for the award ceremony. If you're not an athlete, in a minute, get off the pad.
I think it's good to see the excitement of all the folks getting up on the pads and checking out the climbs. But then also, you know, they got to get off.
yeah, we have
Got a competition to run, awards to give.
Yeah, we have the winners we need to see. Hey, everyone's a winner, though. Everyone that came out, you know. Everyone listening at home.
One of the top route setters there, my old friend Stephen Meinhold.
In the very
In the
tropical? Is that
sure,
a tropical
looks
shirt?
tropical.
I like it.
That's Stephen.
And yeah, just another shout out to all our route setters tonight. Great job. They had their hands full between setting for qualifiers last night. There was a community comp today, a youth comp earlier today, and then finals tonight. So they've definitely been putting in a lot of time. And without them and a lot of other people, this would not have been possible. So
So one thing I know I'll be looking forward to in the next couple events in this series is that, as we mentioned, we had an extremely strong field at this particular event, but we're also going to see some of familiar faces that we didn't see here tonight too in the next event, which will be in Sarah.
that's in October. October 12th.
In San
13th.
Diego. I know that
Mesa Rim Academy.
some of our top finishers from last year, we'll look forward to seeing them there at that particular competition. Might also mention here too that there's another incentive here for these competitions to compete not in just single events. There's obviously a cash purse associated with each of these events, but there's also a $10,000 top prize beyond these individual events for the winners of each category in across the whole season. So that's all 4 U.S. National Cup Series events, the qualifying events, together with the national championship event. So that's why it's important for these competitors to...
Definitely worth it. And I do think it's interesting, too, just looking at last season, you know, the overall number 1 female was Alex Puccio, and then overall number 1 male was Nathaniel Coleman. And as of now, we're seeing new faces up there for number 1 on the leaderboard. So I'm interested to see how this season shakes out as it progresses. So, yeah, we got the podium for females.
Give it up for Zoe Steinberg.
So in 8th place, we had Helen Gillette. 7th place, we've got Zoe Steinberg. Helen Gillette, her first U.S. National Cup Series competition. Expect to see great things out of her in the future.
That's Emily Herdick there, 6th place.
In 5th place, Megan Martin.
Emily Herdick's first National Cup Series 2. Certainly expect to see great things out of the new generation. And then we have
Megan Martin.
Megan Martin.
She got 5th.
Megan Lynch.
See the camaraderie there.
Megan Lynch.
Megan Lynch is excited.
I bet that top on the women's 4, that was important for her ranking.
One of my favorite moments of the whole event, I think.
Yeah, she tried hard. She earned every bit of that. Michaela Tracy, I think, taking third here.
And in second place, Michaela Kirsch.
And our other
Kirsch.
Michaela Kirsch, with a strong showing in second place. She bounded right up there onto the
Wait,
podium.
so did we have Megan, Michaela?
I think we did. Your
Pretty exciting.
wildest dreams have come true.
I'm happy.
It is the year of Megan, Michaela.
MMMMM.
And your winner,
Natalia Grossman.
Natalia Grossman.
Strong work from a strong field of female climbers.
And the patented Ascend trophy.
Coveted. I mean, that's...
We're at the Ascend climbing gym here in Pittsburgh, PA.
She may be a little bit more excited about what's in the envelope.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'd like to
nonetheless.
have that up there.
Yeah. All right. Now we'll hear about how our men finished.
In seventh place,
And we'll get our
Derek Stinson.
men's finals.
We had
Carrick
Kevin,
Stenthen in 7th place.
Kevin in 8th, and then we have Carrick there in 7th place, looking like
Strong showing for the Pittsburgh boy.
a super CMU.
Oh my gosh, he's really milking that.
Yeah.
Lessig.
Anthony Lessick in 6th place. A strong showing for Anthony.
Fifth place, Alex Fritz.
Alex Fritz coming out now.
And Alex Fritz, a man of integrity, if ever I saw one.
Oh, you saw one.
Yes.
It was him.
It was Alex Fritz.
In fourth place, Solomon Barth.
Saul coming out.
And now for our
Now we'll see our top
three
three.
finalists, Matt Foltz in third place.
Matt Foltz with another strong showing. Perennial contender in these U.S. National Cup Series events.
Oh, perennial. Good word.
Perennial. I think I've used it 5 times in this broadcast.
Ross
It's the first time I noticed.
Fulkerson.
Ross Fulkerson taking 2nd place.
Strong showing. Saw him signing some autographs earlier.
All night
Yeah.
long in first place, Kai Leitner.
And Kai Leitner.
Hi,
Kai Leitner has won a National Cup Series before in Season 1.
Leitner. Yeah.
Here he is in Season 3,
Finalists.
making a strong
Ooh.
showing
Hope he doesn't get
for the
injured
first
on
event
our
of the
podium.
season. Nicely done.
He's already in his street clothes. Wouldn't even know he climbed.
All the climbers that put on quite a spectacle today. Showing up Pittsburgh. If you're looking for something to do after this, dive guard, after party, official place.
We had a great competition here tonight. Strong qualifying round, strong finals, strong stuff from the men, strong stuff from the women. Congratulations to our winners, Kai and Natalia. Great showing from all of our competitors tonight. I want to say thanks to my fellow commentator, Sarah.
Yeah, Joel, it's been really great.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Never thought we'd be doing this
Yeah, but
all
hey,
these years later.
dreams do come true.
Yeah, want to point everyone to the next event. It's going to be on October the 12th and 13th at Mesa Rim Pro-Am at the Mesa Rim Academy in San Diego, California. Thanks for joining us, everybody, tonight, and have a great night.